Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing great. I just wanted to hop on here and quickly kind of talk about some of the transits and just collective energy that I'm feeling currently. So Mars just entered Aquarius, and we had Pluto in Aquarius recently, and it will retrograde one more time into Capricorn and then re-enter Aquarius for 20 years or so. So the Pluto transit is one that's kind of for the long haul, and it will, because it's in Aquarius, will be evaluating and really diving deep into Aquarius energy for a while with that one. But Mars just entered, and it's a shorter transit. It'll be there for about a month and a half. We also currently have Mercury there, and the Sun. So as I talk, I'll lightly reference these four planets. So with Pluto, I'll start there because it's at the 0 degree, and 0 degree is considered a critical degree in astrology. It has a pure and undiluted energy of the sign that it's in. So when we think about Aquarius, we think about innovation, rebellion, group efforts coming together as a community. And with Pluto, we have this transformative energy. Pluto's also a great healer, and so he's gonna give us this opportunity to look and really inspect the group. And I feel like with this transit, there are going to be some toxic traits that come to the surface, and it's going to ask us to evaluate these and say, is this really what we want within a group? And give us a chance to transmute some of that toxicity into love. So we have like 20 years to work with those energies. And we just, look at the darkened parts, because every sign has, a shadow attributes, light attributes. So this is giving us a chance to look at those dark parts and choose what's truly aligning with us on that soul level. So we have Mars that just entered, and it is conjunct Pluto right now. And so these two planets with a conjunction, they blend together. They kind of merge and become one for that moment. Both of these planets, in esoteric astrology, they're non-sacred planets. So there's a little bit of effort and work, and we have an opportunity to do a little bit of work with these energies. But there are sacred aspects to these planets. So there can be a lot of intensity with both of them. And they both have a lot of will and power. So when they come together, it's kind of a big feeling, and it can actually create some conflict, have conflicts rise to the surface. But I truly feel that with all of the transits and all of the things, that they are always being activated for a reason. So it gives us a chance to really feel those energies and heal or work through any core issues relating to those feelings that arise. With Mars, we can really work with him in a positive way. So there can be a lot of commitment with Mars. And esoterically, Mars rules the integrated personality. And so if we've done the work, we can really put Mars to use. We can utilize and guide and steer that force and make something beautiful with it. So sometimes, there is sort of a rising up, that warrior energy, but this can absolutely be seen as the illuminated warrior too, the warrior that fights for a cause. I'm currently about to experience my Mars return, so I've definitely been feeling that warrior energy. I have Mars conjunct my ascendant, also Venus in the North Node. So it's a lot. It's all blended in with my purpose and love and sort of fighting for what I love. And so I like to talk about Mars from a more positive place, because I do think that he serves a purpose, and we can really benefit by guiding that Martian energy and allowing it to be of service to our soul growth and evolution. And so with Mars being in Aquarius, that is sort of, for me, activating, and also like when I'm looking into these groups, seeing some toxic things, it's sort of like calling me to want to talk about them. So this is also Mercury. With Mercury, this is the communication, the mind, sharing our soul message. And so I felt called to talk about some of the toxic things that I see within groups. And so with Aquarius, it is the group, but the main theme for Aquarius is all about like unique individuality. And so as much as it is about the group, we do all have our own unique individual message and different purposes with different lifetimes. And so it's really important to ask yourself, when you're in these groups, are they aligned with my values? Do I have a voice within the group? Am I allowed to use my own discernment? Am I allowed to ask questions? Am I allowed to say, or speak up and say, that doesn't feel right to me, that feels toxic to me? If you aren't allowed to do that, then you might want to reevaluate the group that you're in. Also, there is this, with relationships, we want relationships to feel symbiotic. So are you in a group that feels like they are giving back to you as much as you're giving to them? So I'm also noticing a lot of these people within like spiritual groups are manipulating people and using them to, gain money and finances and all of that, which it's absolutely fine to charge for, spiritual work. But there is a point where it feels like manipulation, like that they're taking advantage of people that don't really have the money, or they're expecting these people to continually show up for them, which is fine. But like, you want to ask yourself, like, would this person show up for me? Is this a symbiotic relationship? And is this really where I want to invest all of my time and efforts? Because this can totally lead to burnout, bitterment, and resentment over time if you're constantly pouring into others, and then as you are going through hardships or you need support, they're absolutely not there. And so I feel like with Saturn and Pisces, there is a lot of sort of exposing these like false spiritual teachers, and really showing like their motives and things. So I think that we're going to have more of that as Saturn continues to move through Pisces. So yeah, we have the sun here right now currently. And so I really like this because it's kind of validating my point here of being the individual within the group. And so the group is absolutely beautiful and necessary, but are you allowed to be yourself within the group? Is the group celebrating your unique gifts? Is the group allowing you to express yourself in a healthy way? Or are they criticizing you, making you feel unseen, and then saying, oh, well, you can't do that because so-and-so is already doing that? That's something I've struggled with personally within certain communities that I've been in, is that, okay, I've started going, studying this or learning that, and I've stepped on some toes because apparently so-and-so is like the astrologer in the group, or so-and-so has totally dominated this space, and so-and-so doesn't accept this. And I'm like, excuse me, my soul message, like my soul work is totally different and unique. Even though I might use similar tools to another person, I'm absolutely allowed to do that and, express them in my own unique creative way. So you also want to make sure that you're allowed to do what you feel called to do within the group. Or you might just want to, reevaluate, like, are these people really my allies? Are these people really my supporters? Sometimes smaller groups actually end up being better because like everyone can truly connect and have that shared support and experience, because it's impossible to support like hundreds of, there's a point where the group gets so big, right, that it becomes just like sending love out to the collective is about all you can do. So with the sun here, I love this quote for the sun. I'm going to read it to you. I am a unique individual in the world. There is no other like me. I have entered this life with a unique contribution to make that is mine and mine alone. And so here we find balance. So the sun rules Leo, which is actually opposite Aquarius. So this is the axis between the self and others in a lot of ways. And we absolutely want to make sure that we find balance within these two polarities. So if we put too much into the group and lose our sense of self, then that is a red flag. And if we're putting too much emphasis on the self, but then feeling isolated from all group efforts, then that's also a red flag. So the key here is to find the gray within these two polarities. And that's where we're going to truly feel like we are in harmonious relationship with ourselves and our environment. So that is just really what I have been feeling with all this beautiful Aquarius energy. And so I just wanted to take a moment to share that with you guys and have you really sit with, you know, am I in the right place? Am I being supported in the group that I'm in? You know, do I have a voice here? You know, do I feel celebrated? All those things that we should absolutely feel. So it's funny, you know, sharing all this on Valentine's Day, but if we want to think about Venus, you know, the planet of love, you know, she rules Libra. Libra's the scales. Libra's about balance and harmony. And so if you're feeling disharmony within your being or within your group, then that's something that's calling you to reevaluate so that you can heal and work through that feeling. Not so that you can, you know, rise up and be like a jerk to everybody, but it's like we need space to be able to see clearly, like, and if something is dysfunctional, then it's dysfunctional. And that might be different. Something that works for someone else might not work for us. So we just want to make sure that we're giving ourselves that space to say, this doesn't work for me. I'm going to recalibrate and realign and find my people where I fit in. So anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Sending lots of love to you. Bye.